Now, as we just heard in the previous report, South Korea's Constitutional Court is expected to soon rule on whether to approve or reject the National Assembly's motion to impeach President Yoon Suk Yeol. For more on this, we're joined by attorney An Jun-seong this morning. Mr. An, thanks for joining us this morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. So why is it taking longer than expected for the Constitutional Court to make its final ruling on President Yoon?
I think there are two main reasons for such a delay. First of all, the President Yoon's active participation throughout the impeachment trial process, which has significantly slowed things down. And second, several concurrent impeachment trials, such as the one against Prime Minister Han Duck-soo, have prevented from the Korean Constitutional Court from focusing on President Yoon's impeachment trial. So it's kind of taking longer than we expected.
Right, and some say there is a possibility that the court is taking more time to make a unanimous decision like they did in the past. So what's your take on this?
Yes, my answer to the question is yes and no. I generally agree to the idea of an unanimous decision and its legal significance. But I think that it is not about the decision which slowed things down there. Rather, I think that KCC has been working on the legal ground for their decision. So it actually takes more time and energy, effort to find for the justification rather than make decisions in some cases, right?
Right, and the big question is, when can we expect the court to make the final ruling? Could it be possibly later this week?
That's a really interesting question because we thought that was last Friday. So at this moment, we don't know what really happened, but at least we know that was hopefully before the April, things got really get hectic there. So and then otherwise, and also the KCC, I think that they will have at least 2 days of advance notice about the ruling day. So we'll wait and see. But I guess that guessing maybe within sometime this Friday or even earlier in this week.
Right, possibly sometime this Friday, like you said. And the court recently dismissed a majority, that's 8 out of 13 motions to impeach state officials. Could this affect the verdict on the president in any way?
That's a very interesting question because I thought about that question before already. But some people actually argue that the 100% dismissal rate means that there's about the most recent 8 cases. Out of 8 cases, all 8 cases had been dismissed. So some people argue that 100% dismissal rate would have some effect on President Yoon's impeachment trial. So it's a very interesting argument, but I disagree because actually we need to focus on the rationale on the 8 cases, not decision only, but also what the reason behind the ruling, right? So KCC consistently clarified that the National Assembly has not abused its impeachment power for all the cases. So that's actually the bad news for President Yoon because that President Yoon's defense team was making argument that one of the main argument is that the National Assembly have abused their power. So that's really against their argument.
Right, I guess it's really hard to tell for now. And could you briefly explain to our viewers what happens after the ruling? Will President Yoon be immediately removed from office if the court rules against Yoon? And what happens if the court rules for the president?
Yes, so whatever decision the cases come to it, there will have an immediate effect. So if the court find that is ruling against President Yoon, and he will be immediately removed from his office. And then under the Korean Constitution, there will be 180-day window to re-elect a new president. So very short time for election process. Otherwise, he will be immediately, he will immediately resume his official work after the ruling. So that's the immediate effect. So we have to wait and see what really happened on that day.
All right, I'm afraid that's all the time we have for this morning. Mr. An, thank you so much for your insight today. We appreciate it.
Thank you.